video, we're going to have the asymptote. Now, let's identify first what is asymptote. An asymptote is a line that a curve approaches but will not and will never intersect. So again, yung asymptote natin, ito yung tinatawag nating boundary ng curve natin or ng graph natin. So ibig sabihin, kapag meron tayong asymptote, dapat yung graph natin hindi siya tatama, hindi siya didikit sa ating asymptote or yung tinatawag nating line which is the vertical and horizontal asymptote. Lalapit lang si curve natin doon kay asymptote or yung line natin which is the asymptote, but hindi siya pwedeng dumikit or mag-intersect or mag-pass through kay asymptote line natin. So in asymptote, meron tayong dalawang asymptote which are the vertical and the horizontal line. When we say vertical line, the vertical asymptotes of a rational function can be determined by examining the factors of the denominator that are not common to the factors of the numerator. So, ibig sabihin, not only in vertical but also in horizontal, because bago natin makuha si vertical and horizontal asymptote, dapat naka-factor, or if the numerator and the denominator is factorable, we get the factor first. After getting the factors, simplify natin. So, cancel the common factor. Yung remaining factor natin, doon natin kukunin si vertical and the horizontal asymptotes. Now, let's have the vertical asymptotes. Paano natin siya makukuha? The vertical asymptotes are the zeros of factors of a given rational function. So, meron tayo later on an example for getting the vertical asymptote. Now, let's have the horizontal asymptote. How are we going to identify the horizontal asymptote of the given function? So, the horizontal asymptote of a rational function can be determined by looking at the degrees of the numerator and the denominator. So, again, titignan natin yung degrees or the exponent of the numerator and the denominator. So, meron tayo ditong 3 case pag horizontal asymptote. So, the first case, so let's have the first case. Pag sinabi natin first case, so eto yung degrees which the numerator is less than kay denominator. Yung degree niya, for example, 1 over x plus 1. So, yung degree natin, nakukuha natin with the variable. So, ibig sabihin, the degree of the numerator is 0. And the degree of the denominator, the highest degree of the denominator that we have is 1. So, automatic, yung ating numerator, ang exponent niya ay mas mababa sa exponent ng denominator natin. Kapag ganyan yung case natin, then the degree of the numerator is less than the degree of the denominator, automatic, the vertical asymptotes that we have is 0. Again, if the numerator or if the highest degree of the numerator is less than the denominator, then the asymptote is 0. This is the first case. Now, let's have the second case. Pag second case naman or second scenario natin, baliktad naman. If the numerator or if the highest degree of the numerator is greater than the highest degree of the denominator, then automatic, the asymptotes is wala. So, ibig sabihin, this is no horizontal asymptotes. Okay? Again, kapag yung ating degree, highest degree in the numerator ay mas mataas sa highest degree ng ating denominator, ibig sabihin, no horizontal asymptotes tayo. So, let's identify the highest degree of the numerator. 2. Yung highest degree ng nasa denominator natin is 1. So, ibig sabihin, mas mataas si numerator kaysa kay denominator. Automatic, no horizontal asymptotes. Next, the third degree. What if the third scenario natin, what if yung ating degree in the numerator and the denominator, the highest degree in the numerator and the denominator is equal? So, for example, we have x squared plus 2 all over x squared minus 1. So what are you going to do here is get the coefficient of the highest degree that you have in the given rational function. So this is the highest degree in the numerator and the highest degree in the denominator. If the highest degree are equal, get the coefficient. So automatic ang coefficient dito is 1 and the denominator is 1. So get the coefficient 1 over 1. and simplify 1. So this is your horizontal, or this is your horizontal asymptotes. So it means y is equal kay 1. Okay? Let me give you another example in horizontal asymptotes. So for horizontal asymptotes, let's have this given. So let's see, we have here or x squared plus 2x all over, let's say 4x squared let's have another example. Say 4x squared minus 3 all over 2x squared plus 1. So, ngayon, we need to get or we need to identify yung degree natin, the highest degree. So, the highest degree that we have in the numerator is yung ating 2. And the denominator is also yung 2. So, ibig sabihin, they are equal or the degree is equal, yung highest degree nila. Then, we need to get the coefficient. So, the coefficient of the numerator is 4. The denominator is 2. Automatic. Simplify 4 over 2 is 2. So, the horizontal asymptotes is y is equal kay 2. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung boundary lang nung ating curve, dapat hindi siya lumagpas or dumikit dun sa ating horizontal asymptotes na 2. Now, let's have our example. So, I have here 5 example, different example or different given na isosolve natin to get the asymptotes. So let's have this first example. So the first example is y is equal to 1 over x plus 2. So first, let's identify the vertical asymptotes. So the vertical asymptotes, pag sinabi natin vertical, ito yung x natin. So ibig sabihin y is equal to 1 over x plus 2. Let's identify if the numerator and the denominator is factorable. Pag na-identify na natin siya, kung hindi siya factorable, then we can get the vertical asymptotes already. So, si 1, hindi na siya factorable. Then, let's proceed the denominator. Si denominator na x plus 2, hindi rin siya factorable. Now, we can get the vertical asymptotes. Paano natin makukuha si vertical asymptotes? To get the vertical asymptotes, we need to get the zeros of the denominator, which is x plus 2 is equal kay 0, and get the value of your x. X is equal to negative 2. So, your vertical asymptotes is negative 2. Pag sinabi natin vertical, paano natin siya ilaline? Patayo. So, kapag ginrap natin, let's have a graph here. For example, this is your Cartesian plane. And to graph the vertical asymptotes, we have negative 2. So, x is negative 2. So, this is the negative 1, negative 2. So, your vertical asymptotes is here. Okay? It means, yung iyong graph ay hindi pwedeng lumagpas sa iyo or dumikit sa ating asymptotes. For example, this is your graph. So, ibig sabihin, lumalapit lang siya kay asymptotes but hindi siya mag-i-intersect or didikit. Okay? Now, this is the vertical asymptotes. Now, let's have the horizontal asymptotes. To get the horizontal asymptotes, identify the degrees of the numerator and the denominator. So, the degree of the numerator is 0. Yung kay denominator, ang highest degree na meron tayo is 1. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, mas mataas si denominator. Therefore, your horizontal asymptotes, or which is y, is equal kay 0. Okay? So, nasan ba si 0? On the center. Ibig sabihin, nandito si horizontal. Pag horizontal, pahiga yung iyong graph. Okay? So, this is your vertical. So, ibig sabihin, dapat yung iyong graph is hindi tatama dito. So, pwedeng andito yung isang mo curve or isang graph natin. nandito yung isa nating graph. So, ibig sabihin, pwede siyang mag-intersect kay kay y-axis, but hindi siya pwedeng tumama kay vertical and horizontal asymptotes. Okay? Next natin. Next example, x plus 3 all over x minus 1. Identify if the given is factorable. The numerator is not factorable, the denominator is not factorable. Then we can get already the vertical asymptotes. So the vertical asymptotes is the zeros of the denominator, which is x minus 1 is equal to 0. Then transpose natin, x is equal to positive 1. So the vertical asymptotes is x is equal to positive 1. Now let's identify the horizontal asymptotes. The highest degree in the numerator is x, which is the degree or the exponent is 1. The highest degree in the denominator is also x, which is the degree or exponent is 1. Get the coefficient. 1 over 1 is equal to 1. So your horizontal asymptotes is 1, positive 1. So let's graph the asymptotes in our Cartesian plane. So let's say this is your Cartesian plane. Your x and y and positive and negative. So let's say that yung ating vertical asymptotes is this one. The vertical asymptotes is positive 1. So x is positive. So this is the positive side. So positive 1, positive 2. Since positive 1 lang naman siya, andito si vertical asymptotes. Okay? Next is the horizontal asymptotes natin, which is y is equal to positive 1. So positive 1, positive 2. So this is your horizontal asymptotes. Ibig sabihin, dapat hindi tatama dyan yung inyong graph. Say, nandito yung inyong graph. So this is your graph. Hindi siya tatama kay asymptotes. And the other graph is here. So, pwedeng nandyan ang inyong graph. Kung nakikita nyo, the vertical or the graph ay hindi nag-intersect or dumikit doon sa ating asymptotes. Okay? Next example natin. The 8x minus 3 all over 2x plus 1. Now, let's see if they are factorable. Now, since yung numerator natin is not factorable, and the denominator is not also factorable, now we can get the vertical asymptotes, which is 2x plus 1 is equal to 0, then 2x is equal to negative 1 kasi we transpose it. Next natin is to get the value of x kasi siya yung magiging vertical asymptotes. So to eliminate 2, we divide both sides by 2, then x is equal to negative 1/2. And let's identify the horizontal asymptotes. Since yung ating highest degree in the numerator is 8x, which the degree is 1, and the denominator is 2x, which is the highest degree is also 1, then we get the coefficient. X over 8 over 2 is equal to 4. So your horizontal asymptotes, which is y, is equal to 4. So pag ginrap natin, ganun lang ulit siya. X is negative 1/2. So let's say this is 1. So this is your negative 1/2. So this is your vertical asymptotes. Dapat hindi dyan tatama. Okay, that is extended. And the horizontal asymptotes is positive. So 1, 2, 3, and let's say this is 4. Okay, so ibig sabihin, dapat hindi tatama dito yung iyong graph. Okay, so pwedeng nandito yung graph at nasa kabilang side naman yung ating another graph. So, ibig sabihin, dumidikit siya kay asymptotes pero hindi siya lumalapit siya kay asymptotes pero hindi siya dumidikit kay asymptotes. Okay? Next, let's have the fourth example. So, for the fourth example is x squared plus 5x plus 4 all over x. Now, let's see if this is factorable. So, the numerator is factorable, which is x plus 4 times the quantity of x plus 1. So, this is our our factors of x squared plus 5x plus 4, and the denominator is not factorable. So we just copy the denominator. Now, see if they can simplify. Since wala tayong masisimplify, now we can easily get the vertical asymptotes. Okay? So kapag wala tayong na-simplify, so eto pa din yung gagamitin natin rational function. So we have x, the denominator, vertical muna tayo. X is equal to 0. So, the vertical asymptotes is 0. Bakit siya naging 0? Again, this is a zeros of denominator. Just copy the denominator x, then equate kay 0, equal kay 0. Kaya lang tayo nagkakaroon ng process dito kapag meron tayong constant dahil tinatranspose natin siya. But since wala tayong tinatranspose, automatic the vertical asymptotes is 0. Next is the horizontal asymptotes. Now let's see the degrees of the highest degrees of the numerator and the denominator. The highest degree of the numerator is x squared, which is 2, and the highest degree of the denominator is x, which is 1. Since the degree of the numerator is greater than the denominator, we don't have horizontal asymptotes. No horizontal asymptotes. Ibig sabihin, sa graph natin, hindi lang tayo pwedeng dumikit kay asymptotes natin na x is equal kay 0. So let's say, vertical asymptotes natin is here. Vertical, ibig sabihin patayo. So nandito si vertical asymptotes natin. Okay? So ibig sabihin hindi siya pwede dyan dumikit. So paano yung possible na graph natin? Pwede yung graph natin pag ganyan. Pwede naman na pag ganito yung graph natin. Ayan. So, basta hindi lang siya didikit at magpapass through dun sa ating vertical asymptotes. So, pwede tayong lumagpas in any side natin dito kasi wala naman tayong horizontal asymptotes. Okay? Now, let's have the last example. So, for the last example, we have x squared plus 5x plus 6 all over x squared plus 3x plus 2. Now, let's see if they are factorable. The numerator is factorable, which the factor is x plus 3 times the quantity of x plus 2. So, this is the factor of the numerator. The factor of the denominator is x plus 2 times the quantity of x plus 1. Now, let's simplify. Since they have common factor, we can eliminate x plus 2. Okay? So, next is, simplify natin. X plus 3 all over x plus 1. Now, let's get the vertical asymptotes. So, the zeros of the denominator is x plus 1 is equal to 0. Then, transpose positive 1, magiging x is equal to negative 1. So, ibig sabihin, the vertical asymptotes is negative 1. Next natin is the horizontal asymptotes. Since ang highest degree na meron tayo is 1, dito sa simplified form, let's get the coefficient. 1 over 1 is equal to 1. So, automatic, the horizontal asymptotes is positive 1. So, pag ginrap natin, it's just the same. Negative 1, nandito si vertical asymptotes. And then si horizontal asymptotes na positive 1 ay nandito. So, ibig sabihin, hindi pwedeng dumikit dyan yung inyong graph. So, possible, nandito yung inyong graph. Tapos, nandito naman yung inyong graph. Okay? So, this is how we identify the vertical and horizontal asymptotes in our discussion.